Do you want to relive the golden days of Stockton? Join Nate Knott on Stockton Alive every first and third Monday at 6 p.m. Tune into thevoiceofstockton.org.
This is Tom Patty, a San Joaquin County Supervisor. Join us weekly for our local reality show. We talk about all things local, political, current, and real. Join us on KXVS, the voice of Stockton. Catch us at KXVS Radio or at thevoiceofstockton.org.
This is Barbara Berrigan-Perea with Delta Flows, a radio show by the Voice of Stockton and Restore the Delta. This is the weekly radio show where we discuss everything Delta related: the environment, water management, water quality, farming, history and culture, public events, recreation, Delta food, and the arts. Tune into Delta Flows on KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at KXVS Radio.
KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, live. The Voice of Stockton at Stone Soup Studio. KXVS.org.
Voice of Stockton, KXVX, community radio. I'm glad you'll come and watch my program. I almost forgot the sign already.
You almost forgot the sign.
Oh yeah, the Voice of Stockton, and welcome to the Vigil show. And I'd like to have my guest today is Randy Halford. She's an author of a book. And I lost track of my mind. Cartoonist. And I'm glad you came. I'm glad you came. I'd like to know. I haven't heard you for a while. You came to last year, and you had a lot of projects going on, so it was good. So tell me what you've been doing now since last year that I had talked to you before.
I'm lining up events right now. I have the Handcrafters Boutique that is coming up this Saturday, March 17th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that is in Manteca. First Christian Church is held at. And they've got a lot of great handcrafted items down there. Please come down and check it out.
Really? So it's like an event that everybody can go to, and use a vendor or have music, or what is that?
It's mostly vendors. They do serve food and drinks, so there's a lot of that. And mostly, the handcrafted items that the vendors have are just fantastic. This is my 5th time around, by the way, doing this.
So it's every year that you go there, right?
Just about every year.
Oh, great. So tell me, what about as far as your other? I heard that you were, I remember you were talking about, last year was Star Wars theme, that time.
Star Wars theme. Oh goodness.
And I know that you made a lot of on Facebook about different variety of movies that come up. And really, it's funny. I mean, it's really laugh.
That's.
And sometimes people know. I know that when I talk to him, Randy, he have a kind of like a dry joke. You can, like a Southern Western, you could get it, but here you kind of like, huh? Like, what is that? What do you mean by that? But it's good. It's a good thing, And so tell me, how many books have you made so far?
I have made 7 of the conventional books so far.
Okay, so how long did it take you to finish that book for you?
It really depends. As far as drawing the content, oh gosh, it could be anywhere for a couple of months to half a year.
So you have to be really dedicated to that.
You have to be. I mean,
so you're really focusing. You have no social life then. You just gotta focus, right?
wherever I can get my life in, and get away from the drawing table.
Okay, good. So tell me, how did you? A lot of people probably will not know the last interview. Can you review how do you got started in cartoonist? Because cartoonist is a very different feel of art. Some are graffiti art, some are abstract art, some are just regular art, like painting a scenery or an animal or something like that. But this one is all word and just trying to put a word into a character, right?
Yeah, it's like a comic strip without the comic strip, in other words.
So tell me, I know that, just tell me the history of what got you started.
I have to go way back. My dad, when he was growing up, was a good artist. And
why is that? He was in the news, a political artist, or what? He was just a general artist, or what?
He would go to school when he was a little boy, and he would draw stuff on the chalkboard. Good example. One day there was a accident with a school bus, and he went to the chalkboard and drew it all out.
Oh, so he made a scenario, and all the kids was watching oh my God, what happened? He just got a visual effect.
So he's like an illustrator.
Okay. So an illustrator, is that what it's like you are now, an illustrator, cartoonist?
Yes, as someone pegged, when I told them I was a cartoonist, they said, so you illustrate the absurdities of life. And I said, exactly. So
in other words, it's like an opinion of truth and laughable joke, right?
Yeah.
A sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So tell me your recent book, your recent published book.
All right. I got to turn it toward you guys to
get a good look.
It is. This is sort of an anniversary book. It's called More Odds Than Ends. Left Field Gallery, Cartoon Gallery number 10.
Okay.
And it's a record breaker because I'm doing 200 cartoons. I've never done that before. Not that much.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good. An average that's all collected by all the books that you've written before?
No, this is all new cartoons. No collection at all.
No, okay.
So
collection. Okay.
I kind of feel like I'm cheating them when I reissue. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why?
I've thought about a best of collection, and I just decided to keep going with original stuff. Because I'm continuing to draw new ones each and every day. So.
Yeah, because every day live, it's kind of like give you an idea of what to write, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, you come with a lot of content that you see when you go to the store and you see a little kid.
Yes.
Mischievous thing, and you kind of write it, bring your thought, right?
It always happens when I'm out and about. And then, I'll see something, that strikes me as funny, and I'll go, oh my gosh, I gotta go home and write that down. So
you just put a notepad on it, right? Okay, this is what I thought, and leave it for later.
I try to put a mental note. I usually don't have pieces of paper around me, That's the way I am. I'm disorganized, so.
Good. So, you said that your father was like an inspiration and like a mentor about you become a cartoonist. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how many did a cartoonist have? A lot of like a hero or a content that an idea of like it's like Garfield. or it could be peanut. So what is that a traditional?
Oh.
Okay, traditional. It's traditional cartoon strip, or they have to be published by a newspaper, or magazine, or author book. What's different about that? You doing it? It's like more like private. What?
Well, I tried earlier to get syndicated, and it's so fiercely competitive that's very, very difficult to get in. They say that only 2 cartoonists out of 1,000 get in.
Oh, really?
And so, after trying that a few times and failing, I decided to take the other alternative, and that's self-publish a cartoon book. And that's the route I went. And as far as influences, it's very interesting, but my influences are so unlike me.
Why is that?
Well, first one is Charles Schulz's Peanuts cartoon. Everybody loves Peanuts, so I grew up drawing Snoopy. Although I will say The Far Side by Gary Larson is closest to what I do.
Far Side, what's that? Is that like a bomber dude or something? Far Side?
His work is similar to mine. It's one panel cartoons.
Okay.
Satire, and he draws very odd things like cows driving cars, and they have glasses.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
I think that.
He's a little bit darker.
Okay, but you've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible to be out in the mainstream media to be published. Also, if they see something they like, and just kind of like, I'm going to use his drawing. Did they have to notify you to do that in order to print out their, even though there's a copyright, Francis?
As far as copyright, I had different interesting story behind this book, the new book. I ran into a cartoon issue with the Angry Bird, right? Yeah. Okay. I drew him exactly as he should be.
Okay.
I mean, all detail, and then the publishers came back to me, the design team, and said, "Yeah, we can't feature this because it's too similar and it's a copyright infringement." So I was forced to alter the cartoon just slightly, that character.
So you changed the cartoon of the Angry Bird.
Yeah. So what I joke about is when I sell this book, I say, I usually say this book is 100% me. This time I was saying 99.9% me.
Oh, okay, like caffeine free.
Yeah.
But really, you still get the caffeine jitter anyway.
I was a little bit distilled, so.
So that's pretty awesome. So now, so you have a mentor of your dad starting you at an artist, a teacher and artist. So what motivates you to be a cartoonist?
Yeah, just simply my love of drawing and the fact that I never stopped doing it. My dad stopped when he grew up.
He grew up?
He did grow up.
He did grow up. He hadn't stopped. What do you mean he grew up?
In order to have me, he had to grow up. This is starting to turn Dr. Seuss, isn't it?
Dr. Seuss, okay. Okay. So, but he was a teacher, right?
No, he sold farm equipment, tractor equipment. But I noticed whenever he was in his office talking to somebody, you could see him with a pad and a pen, and he'd be drawing.
Like, okay, what are you saying? Okay, I'm drawing a cartoon, this man, and blah,
so
blah,
even though he was talking to somebody, he was just subconsciously doodling and drawing things out, just like he did when he was little.
Oh, great! So go ahead and show us some of your art, your booklet, and how many books do you have so far?
Okay, I like this one. This one, if you can see it, it's right over here. No. Right over here. There's my hand. Where it says Mexico.
Yeah.
Where playing the accordion can make you a rock god.
Okay. The recording. Okay.
And you know, if you've ever watched the Spanish TV shows, Univision and stuff like that, you know it's true.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. A lot of it. So, and what is your other favorite?
Oh gosh. I'm trying to find one I like real quick here. So here's one I started. It's what I call my selfie series, and I would just take a work of art, and this one right over here.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's that drawing.
It's like a Picasso. Oh no, the other one.
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sistine Chapel ceiling, where God's hand is
it's like
touching a human's hand.
It's not touching the human hand. It's almost touching.
Almost touching.
Yeah.
Almost touching, and of course he's saying selfie. He's holding up
okay.
He's holding up a selfie. Forgot the word. Wireless phone.
I know that you're very detailed in your drawing. Also,
that's another.
That's pretty good.
That's another thing too. There on some of these drawings, depending on what it is, there's quite a bit of research. I have to get online and I have to Google it. I'm going to throw a Google word at you. Let's see if you can sign that. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. Now this one was kind of inspired by Ellen DeGeneres, because she did this joke on her show. But
and what is that?
That's it. That right there, it shows a rubber band factory, and someone, the boss, telling him you're fired, and he says, "Aw, snap."
Oh wow!
Yeah, you know what? A simple little pun.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you one more I particularly like. This is great satire here. This is on that side right there where I'm pointing. You see the predator?
The predator? Oh.
Yeah, predator, the ugly-looking predator, getting his hairstyle, and he's saying, can you make it a little bit less predator-like?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, they took all the hair.
And if you've ever seen the predator's face when he's unmasked, he's just ugly.
Ugly alien.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Interesting. So anyway, so what is do you have like your art? Do you have your drawing in any gallery? Or I understand that you might be having a movie on your cartoonist.
I don't know about that.
I'm talking about project. I'm
yeah,
talking about that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of idea about how your book can become a video. Pretty the main star can be the author. Be good.
Yeah.
Can you win?
I mean, if I can jump over into that media, that would be great. I've had offers from the marketing and sales, suggesting, why don't you turn your book into a movie? And I thought to myself, well, how would a cartoon like this turn into it would just be.
You know what it is? You right here talk, and you'll be like a TV host talking, and all the time when you talk, the illustration will come up.
It would have to be
animated, and then right when you're done talking, the illustrator will shut down, and you go back to your real life person, and then you start talking again. The illustration post like that illustrating on your work. So that's pretty much. I think that it had happened. The idea is almost the same concept. What was that famous European comedian? He's an actor also. Not Chappelle, but he's
It's not British, is he?
He is British.
Benny Hill?
No. No, he had his own show. He had 3 shows. He was on the radio, and he had one guy had kind of bald-headed.
Yeah. Oh, if he had a little bald-headed man, that would be Benny Hill.
Yeah, but it's not Benny Hill. No.
That's not Benny Hill?
It's too recent right now. He's been on the show.
Okay. I was thinking Australian, Paul Hogan, because he had his own TV show in Australia. But although I cannot picture this being a movie, I can picture it being a television show. I can see that format, and it'd have to be something really anarchic, like Monty Python meets Laugh-In, know, just a grab bag series of blackout gags and stuff. So it'd have to move fast. In other words,
kind of catch on.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, it would be a fast 30 minutes too. The pacing on it. So
that's pretty good. There's a lot of suggestions that this cartoon has been building. He's keeping on the low rap, but there can be a lot of surprise about that cartoonist that you have given it. Are you the only? How many? Are you the only cartoonist in Stockton that doing that, or what? Or
as far as I know, I'm the one that whenever I go to vending events, I always seem to be the lone cartoonist. I'm the one that's unique, and people are usually drawn to me, and they look through my work and everything like that. So that's a nice part of being in the cartoon business is there's always some sort of surprise right around the corner.
So have you ever? Okay, that's good. So everything has been positive. Do you have any negative or critical on your book? Or that's cool with no? So it's everything positive.
Not really. No. Whenever I'm in contact with public, I think the best compliment I get is they'll look through the pages and browse, and then they'll tell me, "Hey, your work is great. Do not stop what you're doing." I think that's very encouraging.
But also, have you done Comic-Con art in Stockton also?
I keep missing it.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
They're all artists and all a bunch of people are there.
Yeah, I have a family friend, and she loves going. She's young and she loves going to Comic-Con. So.
Well, they're coming in Stockton most every year. So have you ever tried to go use their vendor, and hopefully that book, your book, that is, really good. Get a different perspective.
And that's the trouble, that there's so many possibilities out there. So some of the obvious stuff goes right over my head, and I try hard not to let that happen, but sometimes it does.
So I just thinking about it.
I've been thinking about it now, and I'm gonna go home and write it down. Comic-Con, contact the Comic-Con.
So that's good. That's awesome. So let me. Can you see your early work of book that you just started the first time?
Okay, the very first one was this guy. You'll remember this one from the first interview. Which Way to Left Field?
Oh, I like this guy. He looked like a doctor. Looked like doctor.
Actually, he's the mad car window peeper, we call him. And because the fact is, this is the very first cartoon I committed to paper. It only
look at this one. Look how young he is. Oh wow! Look.
Yeah, that was when I was living in Idaho. I think '96. That was taken. It was a portrait I had on my Western shirt.
It said lobster, recital, poetry, duck gun bash, celebrate movie and TV taking the fall. These are just some of things you find in Which Way the Left Field. It's a collection of Dizzy, Daffy, cartoon that Stewart most everything in the world which can be skewered. That's how you say it? Skewer?
Yeah, skewer.
Skewer. Okay,
Yeah.
skewer. Right. My bad. Accent.
It's hard to pronounce, so.
Well, I get salivated some too when it's all hot.
Too much spray.
So they're like off center. They can only be found here because they way out left field. So tell me, why did you pick left field at your book? Okay.
Oh, glad you asked that. I picked that title because it has double meaning. First of all, I am a southpaw. I'm a left fielder, so I all my talent is in this left hand. And then secondly, my ideas tend to be way out in left field, so that's how I got the title.
Well, what does left field mean to people? The concept is not. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I can tell you what it doesn't, and I've had so many people misunderstand the title. They think it's about baseball.
Okay. Oh,
They think about baseball. They think it's just a book for children, and it's for all ages. It's humor for all ages.
Also, there's humor for all ages. What? So they have the publisher give you a rating, the general family rating, or
PG-13.
I don't know how they censorship when it comes to the book or what.
Well, when I make my book deals, there's a contract stating that the humor has to it cannot be offensive. It can't be profane.
That's pretty hard.
That is hard sometimes.
So it could be offensive to some other. It could be offensive to something else.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't understand how you can honor a contract, knowing that a lot of people could easily be offended by a lot of those things.
It's tricky sometimes. Just like the example with the new book, and I ran into that copyright issue with that one cartoon, and it's hard to be a cartoonist who specializes in satire, and and you feel a little bit straitjacketed, whenever they tell you, you can't do that about Star Wars, you can't do that about Star Trek. It's
copyright.
It's always tricky.
Oh yeah. So, but mainly your idea of how difficult can it be to try to have a concept, but yet it's an everything live situation, and sometimes it happens to fall in the movie category. It could be on a TV show category, like Modern Family. Modern Family. It's a repeat, and I'm looking at it, and they're self-involved. They're always self-involved, and the whole thing don't think around them, but is this book definitely the same thing? Is it self?
Yeah.
Or what?
I've been in copyright issues before in past books.
Okay.
And we got into one with this great book, which is Left Field Inglorious. There's that tricky word for Doug, Toonorama.
So yeah,
Toonarama.
Toonorama. That's like a TV rama.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the heads of the publishing went to my corner for me and defended me, and finally got the copyright issue overturned. And I told him, I had you remember in the original Spider-Man movie when Mary Jane had the upside down Spider-Man kiss, when he was drowning, the rain was coming down on him, and I said, you cannot have an upside down Spider-Man kiss cartoon and not feature Spider-Man. No one will understand. They won't get it.
Right.
So, if you obscure the if you obscure the identity too much, then you've lost your audience. So
in other words, did you have like a Spider-Man with a bunch of arm or something hanging up or something that was original or something?
I could have that would be a good idea. I haven't done that one before, though I heard in the comic books Peter Parker did turn into a monster spider with 8 arms. So
oh really?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it was pretty horrific.
Okay, so and then let's see what's the next book. I mean, as far as you have how many books you done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
7 books.
This was the next one that came out. This is when I
Reload. That might remind me of Mad.
Reloaded.
It reminds me of Mad Issue magazine.
You know, what a timely theme. You know, when we're in middle gun control in the NRA. You know.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You know, here's this goofy looking
octopus. Okay.
Cowboy octopus with guns and things, and everything is tentacles.
Oh my! Let me see that. That's pretty cool.
But this was this book.
Before I don't want to talk politics, but this is kind of funny that the NRA is suing the California.
Yes.
Can you imagine that?
Yes.
And they're supposed to be an organization, and yet they're acting like government. You know, kind of organized. You know, NEA. And this is good. This is a good part. I'm gonna cut it off and use a lot of offhand. You know, doing lobbyists.
I heard President Trump's response yesterday about what's going on in California, and well, I'm not going to say much more. You know, than
but keep it neutral. But anyway, well, it's kind of strange how, you know, we're trying to make a difference on the issue, but yet they make it difficult. You know, I don't know how they make so much money with guns, and yet they have so much power influence the government. You know, as far as that. I know but this one is kind of intriguing because you have the gun, you have the weapon, you have the knife, the machete, and the driller. And, you can make everything like a weapon.
I'm getting off the subject of the cartoons here real quick, but
it could
California.
This is like a politic. This is like a politic.
I mean, you could see some statements going on there in that.
But it's good. I like it. It's really cool.
You know, it was. I have to say that this book was very pivotal in my advancement because number one, because it was the second book, Left Field officially became a franchise, so that was important. Number two, I jumped ship and switched publishers. So I went from what used to be called Book Surge, and now I'm at Author House. So,
Author House, okay. Yeah. Interesting. So what's the next one? What's your next interesting phase?
Now here's one with sort of an aggressive, but you were talking about Star Wars. This is the embodiment of Star Wars. I mean, nothing says Star Wars like Darth Vader in a tutu leaping over the titles. So
yeah, but let me see that. I can't see that.
Left Field Strikes Back is what it's called.
And then they got a tutu on it, like a ballerina.
Now this one was interesting because I avoided copyright infringement by not showing the faces of the Star Wars characters. I only showed them from the back. Okay. And so I was being very snarky and very clever about it. So.
Man, so you have to do a lot of root thinking.
And there's Yoda posing like Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, you know, under the disco ball. And again, all you see is his back.
On the back, yeah. So they kind of, you have to be careful with copyright.
Yeah.
So let's do the next one.
And you know, really, who wants to get fired by Star Wars? I mean.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'd be living out on the street somewhere.
This reminds me of Lost Space. Remember Lost Space when they used the copyright of Star Wars 2?
I'm glad you brought this one up because. When I thought about the cover for this one, it's called Left Field Controls the Universe. I was thinking of those crazy animations they used to have on Monty Python's Flying Circus. the ones that Terry Gilliam used to do, you know, and I'm thinking of the, you know, of the robot head coming out to light the sun, and you know, and all this stuff going on.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
And the title plugged in, you know, into a floating outlet in space.
Perfect. That's awesome. So all those booths that you're gonna have at your vendor at your in your event coming up, there's gonna be a lot of events this spring that I know that's gonna happen. So are you gonna be involved with all those events?
I also have after the Handcrafter, excuse me, Handcrafters tickle my throat. Handcrafters Boutique this Saturday. I have the Stockton Stock Market coming up in June. I'll have to check the date again.
Good, it's like 3 months ahead. So
yeah,
we are in March, and we're gonna be in April, May. There's gonna be something going on in May and April. I'm pretty sure, but there's always something happening between those time until summer come, right?
Yeah.
I think it's probably a fall event, you know, as far as that concerned. They have book, and then can you go and let me see. Did you have people like parents ask you to come to their book, their what do you call it?
Event?
It's a school event, like a you know, they have those artillery. It's a name. It's another name for school, for a little, like a fair. But anyway,
yeah. The name escapes me too. So
I might escape, you know. So yeah, okay, well, great. I mean, I think there's kind of a lot of a cartoonist, you know, that you have, you know, with the where the. I believe that you got I believe you got me a book.
Yes.
I want to show people what you got. The one you get. Look
There
at
you
this. His lady edition of the book, and he just bought it today, and we were just talking about it before the show. It looked like a stamp.
Yeah, you know, my sister was the first one to point that out, and no one else ever said that. And when she first saw the book, she said, "Oh, that's a stamp." And I said, "Well, that never occurred to me that it would look like that." I said, "You know,
And
this
look,
looked like a."
He even wrote his name by an autograph. See, by him.
So, like John Lovitz says, "Jealous."
Well, thank you so much and everything for coming. I really appreciate you coming and let people know that it's not. It's kind of like it's like a tricky way of becoming a cartoonist and get much exposure working and go to the legal way of getting you out there and encourage people who want to be a cartoonist or become which kind of artist and be educated. Did you have to take education or you just did it yourself?
I was self-taught. I had a little bit of design experience through college, but most of it, the rest of it's all me.
Oh, awesome!
It's just practice.
Well, that's what practice make perfect, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So all right. Thank you so much for coming, Randy, for showing your project.
Thank you.
And I hope a good success on your event that you're gonna be, you know. And I hope I'll see you later after this show, you know. Okay, great. Thank you so much for watching the Voice of Stockton.
Can I sneak in real fast?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you guys log in to www.randyhalfordbooks.com, you'll find all my books there. You get to look at them. You get to buy them. They're also available on Amazon.com. There you go. Go to it.
Okay, well, thank you for coming to the show on a Sunday. Thanks for everyone for watching The Voice of Stockton, the voice KXPX, the Vigil Show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.